Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out another video here on G4G, Games for Gamers. Today we're looking at Gamora and discussing some of her PvP team-up abilities and, who she can work well with, what can she work well with on the agent, what are some of her advantages and disadvantages. Well, she's a tactician, so obviously one group right there that works is the tankard and running triple tankard teams, or as I like to call team tactical type activities. And what you can do there is you can team her up with other tacticians like, say, Uncanny Psyche, Moonstone, Captain Marvel, Magneto, Steve Rogers. There's a whole bunch that work out pretty well, including Pesty Beast. Now, that's good for her tactician style. For her own moves that she does and her own debuffs, let's take a look at them. I need to ISO her, so she's going to be a little bit weak. Mortal Strike, which puts out Doom, staggered and hobbled. Whirlwind, which puts out Mangle and exploits the Doom. Now, Mangle is great because she can spam this every turn. By using Mangle, you shut down things like the Cubes Light. Fantastic. Magneto Shield. Everything Rescue does. If you hit Rescue with a Mangle, she recharges. She doesn't even use flyby attack. She just recharges. That's great. Execute, which is a fatal blow, and Demoralizing Shout, which is a 20% cower, and a full-on Despair. If you notice that Despair is not a percentage. The cower is like Dr. Doom's Ring Imperial, and it's also a little bit like Heimdall's Nope hand. So who can she run well with? Well, she runs well with other people who put out Doom to help her out, so she doesn't waste a turn doing her own Doom. You have Iceman and Dr. Voodoo and the Memento Mori in that category. Now, Dr. Voodoo compared to Iceman, what's the benefits? Well, Dr. Voodoo is a blaster, so that's a little bit of a weakness when you're facing enemy tacticians. Iceman is a weakness if you're facing an enemy Havoc, except he can res. So that's not too bad. Plus, you can also switch him to his blaster version, but nobody really ever seems to do that. I'd say a good 75% of them are bruisers. So, Dr. Voodoo puts out Doom at a 2-round cooldown. Iceman does it at 3, so Dr. Voodoo might be able to give her 2 Dooms in a particular session. He also has the spell that makes her get extra abilities, but it has a fairly long cooldown. He can go phased, and he can exploit attrition, which is good for the X-Obliv. That's a pretty big heal over there. Iceman, however, is a resurrector. He may counterattack people who are frozen. And, of course, he puts out Doom himself, and he also puts out a Despair. He also has a Fatal Strike just like her. You can run a 4-seal set, which will give your Memento Mori a Fatal Blow. Or you can just top it off at 2, which kicks in the Doom. Death Frost obviously also helps Iceman. So, you can run Gauntlet Caress over here, but then you're really beginning to limit what your agent can do on a given turn. If you run No Mercy, at least you give him some offense. If you just give, let's say, Memento Mori and the X-Obliv, then you're kind of really limiting yourself over here. I actually had it at one time, Neurotrope, Neuropurge, Memento Mori, and the Gauntlet Caress. Kind of weak, especially if things start happening poorly on your team. So I'm running 3 out of the 4 seal set, and I'm running Neurotrope's evil cousin with a goatee and black eyeliner, the Neuropurge. Why am I running this, you say? Well, Neuropurge puts out pressure points, which also helps the No Mercy. Its biggest thing is that it does off balance. That is key because that helps make sure she can do her AoE Whirlwind and not get hit by Fam Rogue or other infiltrators. Despair and remove buffs have a low chance, and they're just a nice bonus, but really this is designed to protect her from counters. So let's take the team out on the firing range and see what we get. Now, obviously, without a beast, the thing we face for this particular team that sucks is Mystic. But they're running a beast, so no big deal. Now, I can go ahead and, since Iceman goes first, I can AoE the team, but then I get Rogue in my face, which I don't want to do. I can put Frozen on somebody, like him, which may cause a counter when he attacks, or I could just put out Doom. Unfortunately, she goes before Rogue, which means I'm not going to go ahead and do the Whirlwind. But I'll just put out Doom on Beast. So they have reality hacking, and I think they have a Coulson's Revenge because I saw the Avengers symbol in there. So Beast goes right for my agent, but doesn't give me Nano Plague, which is pretty cool. So now at this point, obviously nobody's in Fatal Blow range. I don't want to Whirlwind yet because I don't want to get Rogue in my face. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that the agent protects. So Rogue goes and smacks me. So they're really going for my agent on this one over here. Hopefully. Alright, so I have all of my abilities. I'm going to go ahead and enrage. I'm going to stop Rogue in her tracks. Oh, sweet. Beast got stunned on that, and that's because of my AISO. And it looks like they're going to get all the AISO contagions, which is pretty good. So now time for Exobliv. So now the other team is pretty screwed at this point. So the... he was protecting off of the Pulse Blade. Very interesting. So my agent is in a little bit of a world of hurt over here, but not too bad. See, now Mangle would have prevented that. Had I been able to get my Mangle out, that would have been okay. But now, I can AoE them from Iceman, and not have to worry about Rogue getting in my face. Plus, their Beast is stunned, so it's going to be Gamora's turn. I have him... Oh, nice, a stun on Rogue. I have my Iceman applying wide open with that ability, which is nice. So now it's Mangle time. So we should have a Doom on the Agent. And we have a Doom on Beast, so here goes the Whirlwind. Reap it. And two of their guys are now below half health. Rogue is stunned, so I don't have to worry about her. She may get the extra turn from Cruise Speed, though. The poison should... Yep, she's got Outbreak, so she's gonna hurt. If this doesn't stun my agent... that sucks. Well, there goes No Mercy, killing somebody. Here goes Memento Mori, putting out another Doom. So I got total lame sauced on that one. Mangle. No buffs. Ooh, Coulson's Revenge. We knew that was coming, but it was pretty weak. So now this is where Dr. Aw, damn it. Really? 4. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and Fatal Blow somebody, and I think I'll go for Beast. But that can... Okay, well, goodbye, Agent. And goodbye, Coordinated Attack. Hello, Dead of Winter, Iceman. She took a Nano Plague on that one. However, look at what he's in range of. Or should be in range of. Ooh, she's almost dead. Really? Yeah, but then that happened. Could you smell that one coming? 'Cause I certainly could. Alright, well, unfortunately, that stupid downfall has procced on me. I'll just go ahead and take out Beast. See, now dooming her won't help a whole lot, because I don't have Gamora anymore. Is she still sitting there with coordinate? You know, the agent's dead. She shouldn't have coordinated like that. There's no way that that should continue to exist when the provider's dead. My agent's probably gonna die. Oh, wow. Very interesting. Well, let's use the goatee. No counterattacks for her. Migraine's still weakened. Let's go ahead and spray her down with the Exo-Obliv again. Good, she's neutralized. And, well, probably still not in range of a fatal blow. So let's do this and see if we can lock her out of some of her stuff. Maybe get a stun. We'll apply wide open if my agent lives, which he probably won't. That figures. Of course she would do that. She pulls that out of her ass every time. She'll be on death's door, and she does that all the time. Yeah, goodbye, agent. So, what to do from here? So it seems like Iceman's still the stronger of the two over here. If we get a lucky stun in here somewhere. Of course, increase speed. Still not in range of the fatal blow. Which now she... If she goes to a... Ah! You whore. You annoying whore. That figures. Oh, good. She's got a retaliation back. There goes Iceman's Dead of Winter, but still definitely in range of getting killed on the next shot. But now the battle should be mine, because she definitely is in range of a fatal blow at this point. So there you go. There is Gamora with a lot of doom going out for it. Now, I honestly believe that she's really tough to run unless you have Pesty. The reason why is Mystic really, really slows her down and really shuts things up. You could run the seal on the agent, but that's... You're probably just better off running Pesty and just letting her, you know, like spam mangle. I mean, it's kind of the crappy thing about the last two metas, is Mystic is still around, and the cube is still around, Mystic is still viable, and it means that if you don't run Pesty, you run the risk of having an entire round that you can't necessarily execute your plans. You know, you could always attempt to run the scroll again, and scroll off the Mystic Shroud. That is, of course, an obvious thing to do. But then again, when you're running into Pesty teams, the scroll is relatively useless, because she's going to mangle off the buffs anyway, so the scroll then just becomes a wasted slot. And you could, of course, slow her down a little bit by running basically not as many Doom people. So there's a look at Gamora. Here's what you could do in PvP and some people that you can team her up with. Had a really nice run on offense today. Went 5 and out, which was pretty cool. Lost about 50 in defense over the night, so it was at 1280. Dropped down almost 60, and then worked my way back up. Low 1300 has been my high so far. So there's a look at Gamora, and I'm going to go ahead and set myself back to my normal offensive team over here so that I don't accidentally pull the trigger later on and be like, oh crap, it's not the team that I want to run. Yeah, Team Capsaicillin, still sticking with it. Still who I'm happy with. And I like this season. This season has so many different threads of styles running into it. You still have some 4 seal sets, you still have some Pesty and Famines, and then you still have some old schools like Juggernaut and Quicksilver, Quicksilver and Magneto, Havoc being in there a little bit. Oh yeah, I got the Incinerator unit last night, which is pretty cool. So let me get myself set back up like normal here. This is probably one of the most varied and diverse seasons because of that. You have Cosmic Cardinal, which I thought would make a little bit more of an impact, but it really hasn't. You have the 4 Horseman groups, or excuse me, the 4 Horsemen. I could just combine 2 of them. The 3 Warriors, the Warriors 3. You have the Tankards. I'm not seeing as too many Staff of Asclepios and Tankard exploits as I thought. I really thought I would see a bunch of cheesy people running the Tankard and the Staff, or Angel and the Tankard on defense. I'm not really seeing it. Is it possible it's running on offense? Yes. But I think this is a season of the Depowers. I like seeing Evangel on the other side and hopefully getting out the Depower before he does. Doesn't always happen because of that stupid distraction. But apparently a lot of people are disliking Uncanny Psych on D. He's a little bit broken from what some are saying. That the res is going out a lot. I haven't seen it. I did run into one Uncanny Psych the other day that did seem to resurrect almost the entire team at least once and somebody else twice. My biggest thing that I dislike this season is Deadpool. I honestly, in what I've seen and the data when I run into him, at least 90% of the time that my people do something, he does something. He either nerfs them, he buggies them. I mean, it's been absolutely insane the amount of times that Deadpool's passives has gone off. And the fact that you can do things that are stealthy and subtle, I mean, like, the Thorny and the Signpost and having the agent take a bat or a buggy, that I think is complete garbage. I think that's complete crap that you could do something that's not supposed to get detected and Deadpool gets away with that. I just think that's complete garbage. He seems to have been buffed in that regard slightly this season, but it's just my feelings and it's based on what I've seen, and I'm really counting the ones where he does act and where he doesn't. The only thing that I think I can get away with is proccing short fuse. I don't think he's ever hit me on that, but ridiculous. So, there you go. There's Gamora and some of her team-ups. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.